Here. All right, can we have everyone stand for the pledge, please? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Langren?
Yes.
Ford? Yes. Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Belanger?
Yes.
Mrs. Strong?
Yes. All right, next up we have report.
Excellent. Well, welcome to January, which is Ohio School Boards Association School Board Recognition Month. And we always like here at the board office to put this recognition of you guys on our agenda to recognize that even in the best of times, it's not always easy to be a board member, to thank you for your service to our district and to share a few goodies from across the district, whether it's middle school banners or cookies or fun little things. Every school has shared something with you, so I wanna say thank you, but I do wanna recognize you, if you would allow me to. The Ohio School Board Association and the Governor of Ohio have proclaimed January as School Board Recognition Month, and the mission of the Rocky River City School District is globally competitive, exceptional opportunities, caring environment, and successful students. And the Rocky River Board of Education sets the direction for the community's public schools by envisioning the community's education future. And the school board sets policies and procedures to govern all aspects of the school district's operation while keeping attention focused on progress towards goals and objectives. And the school board serves a vital role in helping to maintain two-way communication with family, school, and community. And serving on a school board requires an unselfish devotion of time and service to carry on the mission and business of the district. And the school board must respond on behalf of the community to the educational needs of our students. Thus, our special thanks to the Rocky River Board of Education members, Peter Corrigan, Kelly Frint, Lauren Negre, Addie Bolander, and Jessica Wilson, for their dedication to the students and staff of the Rocky River School District. So thank you, and I do wanna share something from our board office and the high school makerspace. So here is your, district colored school board superhero bag that's been embroidered by our makerspace.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. So I thought that they were
Thank
cute. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, thank you,
Thank you, board member.
Thank you very much.
you could use that to carry your stuff back and forth. Excellent, and then if I may, roll right into the superintendent's report. Excellent, so this evening, I'm gonna start my report. I'm gonna pause before I start my superintendent's report and share the video from Kensington that they sent us.
Attention board members, we just wanted to thank you and tell you how much we appreciate you. Thank you for providing us a safe place to learn. Thank you for challenging us in a globally competitive environment where we can thrive. Thank you for believing in us and providing us the tools we need to succeed. Thank you for all the work that you do behind the scenes to make Kensington one of the best schools in the country. So board members, for everything that you do, we just want to give you a round of applause.
Awesome, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Leslie. So rolling right into my report, I wanna start by introducing three awesome teachers to you. They are Judy Hudson, Hannah Paxton, and Jessica Desifee. Judy is a third grade teacher and is the math coordinator at Kensington. And Hannah also is a third grade teacher at Kensington. And Jessica is a second grade teacher at Goldwood. And also actually our technology coordinator at Goldwood. And I've asked them to come here to just give a quick bit. They're all on my K-5 math team, and we've been working all fall on reviewing text and materials, and as well as, prepping for our course study revision and update. And so I've asked them to just share, a quick bit on why they've chosen what they've chosen, which is actually later on in the agenda today. So, without further ado.
Hi, so I'm Judy Hudson, I teach third grade as coordinator at Kensington. And so, our process, I wanted to talk about the process that we went through to get to the recommendation as well as what we were really looking for in a math program. So, our process wasn't one we took lightly, so even though the official presentations and recommendation was this year, we're constantly communicating and looking to try to make the best instructional choices for the kids, how we can get better. Since the last adoption cycle, Liz and Brian have given us the opportunity to participate in some book studies, and we've had meetings and started to have more meetings within our grades and also within our buildings to try to get a more fluid program ready for us K-5. And we've tried to look at areas such as problem solving and fluency. What happened this year is our math representative team met as an entire group to review, select, and then make our recommendation. Our team includes teachers and intervention specialists from all grade levels, and then these representatives are tasked with soliciting feedback from everybody else just to make sure that everybody's served during the process. Before the first meeting, we were also provided with a spreadsheet that had information about all the programs. It had links, everything we could get through for anything we were interested in, so we could do our research and come prepared ahead of time. The first time we met, our process was facilitated by Liz and Brian, as well as two teaching and learning consultants from the ESC of Northeast Ohio. And so we walked into the PD room with just like, as you can imagine, as you've seen, an entire room filled with all types of materials and everything. So we carefully examined 8 programs and narrowed those down based on quality review and feedback from every course. During our next 2 meetings then, we were able to have representatives from 4 of those programs come in either through Zoom or in person, and they presented the programs which we were interested in. The facilitators also led us through several activities and discussions, so as a team we could figure out what was really important to us, what did we think we really needed in a math program that we were recommending. And one of the key things we wanted is currently we have a program that's K2 and 3-5, and one of the top priorities we had is we wanted to have a K-5 program now. And we thought it was important that they start their math experience in kindergarten and continue through 5th grade, and so that was one of the priorities we looked at, something that could support all those grade levels. We wanted a program that included a blended approach. So blended approach, there's the 2 methods of teaching. You can do that direct instruction, just here's the numbers, here's the formula, plug it in, this is what you do. And then there's exploration. Sometimes you hear it as play-based, there's a little more to it than that. But we felt it was important to have a program that blended the 2 together so that you could reach both of those when it was appropriate for that lesson. Because there's certainly a time for both of those approaches. We wanted the lessons to be logical and process, concrete, representational, abstract. So when students are learning new math skills, they're learning concretely, hands-on. So for example, when you're teaching double-digit addition, you're pulling out the base 10 blocks, they're manipulating them on the floor, everything's hands-on, they're not putting anything to paper yet, they're building, they're seeing what happens in the process. Then leaving the representational, they're starting to still visually sketch things out, but they're putting it on paper in an abstract, which as we refer to the old-fashioned way, and the parents say, we didn't do it that way, that's the that way. We do teach that, it's important. I have a high school student and one who's graduated, it's important to get to that high level math that's quick, easy, and efficient. We thought it was important that the programs, and you'll hear more about it, include procedural fluency, conceptual understanding, and real-world application. And then another thing that was really key to us was accessibility for all students and equity of it. You'll hear about the readability of the program we're suggesting, as well as the low floor, high ceiling activities. And we thought, while we wanted to still have high standards and rigorous program, they had to be approachable for each and every child. And so we realized that a lot of these are best teaching practices, but our goal was really to find a program that fit all our needs, It helped support our instruction, so it was really easy. We found one that we really felt rose above the rest, and so I'm gonna introduce Jessica Gessapi, and she's gonna talk about some of the reasons that tonight will be recommended the adoption of Eureka Math Squared by, Great Minds as a publisher. Thank you.
So Eureka, Math Squared is also, put together by Great Minds, which did our Written Wisdom, which we adopted last year. So the continuity of this is gonna be wonderful. That's one of the things, the core, it has the same core routines that promote those structured classroom activities that the kids will see. Also, it really fosters student engagement and discussion and collaborative work. And the routines help students actively process and share understanding with their peers and facilitate really that deep learning that we want them to get into. Two things that we like already in Written Wisdom that is gonna come along with, Eureka Math Squared is the art piece of it and the history piece of it coming together to, help a deeper understanding and deeper learning and real world connections, what Jamie was talking about. So for example, I'm gonna give you two examples, one from, both from third grade math that go along with multiplication. But one is history, so they talk about the ancient Egyptian scrolls and things, and how their method of multiplication was through doubling and adding and reducing that multiplication down to that really basic, procedures. And that's where we like to start them so that they understand the process, so they can see how this process builds upon each other to do that. The other thing is that every unit or module, they call it, has art as a cover piece. The art is all through Written Wisdom as well, but I like that we really like that they brought the art into, Eureka, and you can see that this is, a piece of art by Paul Klee, and it shows an array. So an array, they're gonna look at the patterns within here and use that to deepen their understanding of multiplication, division, all of those things as we go forward, so then they kind of bring that in, and then this whole thing is about multiplication and division. And I know Judy talked about one of the most important things we found in Eureka Math Squared, to go along with Written Wisdom and to go along with all of our, heavy training in dyslexia. We wanted readability to be a key component, and ensure all students can access and engage with the content effectively. And that was a big thing that they did. So words, we should never stand in the way of their learning of math. And readability and accessibility are priorities to ensure students can focus on building math knowledge and understanding without putting the cognitive load on the words and the text. Put the cognitive load on those math processes, those deeper thinking, all of that sort of thing. But the other thing we liked, and you might be able to see that in one of your examples there, they do not take the rigor out of it. The rigor is still there. They are very precise in, making sure that all the rigorous, pieces are still there. It's just keeping very purposely word length, decodability, all of those things, and making sure that every student can access it. Unnecessary words are eliminated, and, like I said, everything's there. One of the things that we like is it supports struggling readers, emergent readers, multilingual readers, all of those things, all of those populations can access this curriculum. And so next, Hannah's gonna talk at some additional length about the program, led us to this recommendation. So some of the other pieces we really enjoyed.